What's up, everybody? It's your local hero here with a new segment of the show. This is a new show. Of course, we got Cigar Lounge and podcast on this channel. Though we're gonna do what we a roundtable discussion of us talking to black people, African Americans in the cigar industry. And right now we have one of our first guests on Cigar Lounge and podcast, man from House Nine Cigars, on this mobile lounge. So let's get into this conversation, brother.
What's going on, good brother?
What's going on? So when you started smoking, right? Like what started you smoking? Was it like when you smoked, was it a lot of smokers around you or
Well, let me backtrack. I know we had talked about this on the first time.
Mhm.
Um, Coming from a historic black college and university, of course, the most important thing once you get out of school and graduate, of course, is homecoming.
Mhm.
Shout out to Shaw University. Actually, got the Shaw U logo right here. Um, Friend of mine, good brother of mine. Um, Doug Fresh. We call him Doug Fresh. You from up north or whatever. And he was smoking on a cigar. I smoked on cigars before, but you know, he started, introduced me to like, different types of cigars, and I had one. He's like, he said, "You smoke?" I was like, every now and then or whatever. But it was one of the Romeo and Juliet's back in the day, or the cigars that your granddaddy used to smoke. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So he had a, it was a Amazon base.
Okay. I
It
like
had
that.
the wrap on it. So I tried it. I was like, wow, this thing is good. So, he lived in the area, and started introducing me to the cigar lounges and cigar lounges that I didn't even know existed in the area. We
Mhm.
sat down, tried different cigars, and man, that was shit. That was 5 years ago, man.
Okay.
That was 5 years ago, and I've been on it ever since.
Oh shit, look who decided to join us. Hey, co-host dude. Um
Hi, how are you doing? What's going
what's
on with y'all now?
what's up, bro?
Not much, man.
yeah.
Sorry I'm late. Getting a little sleepy start.
You good, bro? You good?
Right.
But yeah, that's what kind of brought me to it, and you know, um, the more I smoke, the more I would see other people in our culture that had a love for the cigar world, and you know, 5 years 5 years out, the from that point until now, the culture of cigars, as far as in our community, has rapidly grown. To the point where we have, of course, different events. You have Cigar Hearth. You have, all the cigar weeks that you have, man. It's amazing just to see, you know, the rapid growth of the cigar culture in our community. You know, it's just amazing. You have, even to the point where you have us as a people, we coming out with our own lines, we coming out with our own, you know,
Going
pack.
to,
It's
yeah.
just amazing to see that, and I'm just really proud to be a part of that. You know, Big or small. I'm just and shout out to all. Definitely shout out to all of all different parts of the United States, African American cigar lounges, and we bring that culture. That's the beauty of it. We bring that culture to the cigar world. You
Mhm.
know, just like anything else that we do. We bring the culture to it. We bring the culture to it. It makes it that much. Have that little to it.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let me ask you
So
a question. In these lounges that you visit, because we know you frequent a lot of lounges, and just in general, like on social media in general, how do you feel the black representation is?
amongst us, I think that is the representation is good. I think it is good. Um, One thing I will say is that now you're starting to see. We didn't know anything about PCA.
Hmm.
We didn't know shit about that. You understand what I'm saying? But
Right.
now this year, I didn't get a chance to go, but I'm definitely going to try to get there next year. Is
Hmm.
that you're starting to see a lot of us, or you saw a lot of us at the PCA. Now the PCA is supposed to be the big dog of the cigar world. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? That's where you can get, show your products, show what you got, this, that, and third. Um, and looking at pictures, looking at people that I know that have their own cigar lines, that have cigar accessories, that sell cigars. You know, you really saw us there, and I was just really amazed, and I was proud to see that.
Hmm.
So as it's not us looking, it's not us outside looking in. It's going to be even bigger next year. It's going to be even bigger next year. So I think the representation for us as a whole in the community is good, but they're really starting to see it now with going to the PCAs, going to these different events that they've had, um, learning how to lobby for your state when it comes to tobacco, learning how to get a wholesale license, learning who to talk to, how to start from the very beginning. So learning all that and going with it is just I think that I think we're here. I think we have arrived. We have arrived.
I think it's starting to get to that point where in different industries, we're
Mm,
no longer taking what we're given. Now we're going out and getting what we want.
exactly.
You're not sitting back anymore. Like, oh, well, I'll wait my turn. I'll wait till my time. Now it's like, no,
Mm-mm,
now is my time. I
mm-mm.
want it right now.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
why should I wait until somebody else has done it for 20 years and then decide, oh, okay, well, maybe now is my time to get in.
That's that whole
And
thing. What
I
Hov
get
say? I got it now. I don't care who got next.
right. I even get this a prime example. I met this sister 2 years ago at Houston Cigar Week, drunk chicken. Our sister from Maryland, she was at the PCA. I'm talking about
Oh yeah, I saw that.
mixing it up, shaking hands with the big dogs, shaking hands with the Cardwells, shaking
Hmm.
hands with my father, shaking hands with Drew Estates and all this other. Hey man, and that's a female. That's a sister.
Yeah, I mean, she jumped, and it's crazy because she was literally down the street from me, and she's like, "Damn, we keep missing each other." I'm like, "Yeah, you
Right.
ain't letting me know nothing." Then she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be at PCA." I'm like, "Oh shit!" I saw her at PCA. I saw Black Star Line at PCA.
Yep.
My homegirl Mimi was at PCA. My homegirl Chalk was at PCA. We was at PCA, and it was beautiful because when I looked last year, to be honest with you, last year we was okay. We got a lot more this year. Last year was like, okay, there's a couple people in there. But this year is like it's a lot better.
I mean, I just think that it'll probably keep on that trend every year. It'll just keep growing. It'll get better and better.
Mhm. I mean,
Because
yeah,
no, I was just gonna say, that's just kind of how it goes. It's like once you realize, okay, I don't need to wait. You know what I'm saying? And you start to learn. That's one of the biggest things. Is like a lot of this stuff, like entrepreneurship. We're not taught that in schools. This isn't stuff that we're taught. This is not even something that you even really consider. Well, some people really consider when they're younger because, like where we grew up, that just doesn't seem like an option.
mhm,
So you're conditioned to believe, nah, the only way for me to really be successful is to work somebody else's job. But I think as it's going, as time is progressing, we're starting to realize a lot more people are starting to realize, no, that's not the only way to be successful. Why should I work for you for 40 hours a week and make you millions while I'm barely scraping by? When I can probably either do the same thing you're doing or I have my own concepts that I can get out there and make millions for myself.
and let me ask you two
Exactly.
questions. I'm gonna ask you two a question, and I think this because I have my answer to this. So let me ask you two a question. But let me make this statement, and then it's gonna turn into the question. I think. that social media has really leveled the playing field, right? Because
Okay.
now we wouldn't get in cigar aficionado. Let's be real. We wouldn't get in the cigar aficionado. We wouldn't in these magazines. We wouldn't. If you walk into the lounge, we wouldn't really do pictures on the lounge. They had pictures of the Davidos and all them on the lounge, right? Now you fast forward, you got social media, and now we're able to build ourselves off of word of mouth. We're able to build ourselves through our own community. What do you guys think? Do you think social media had a big part in the surgence of blacks in the industry?
I think it's a big impact because it's cutting to the point now. You see, we look at each other's social media page. Every time you got something up, I'm looking at it. Every time I got something up or I'm seeing something, you're liking it. You're seeing what I'm doing. I'm seeing what you're doing. We
Mm-hmm.
have made it to the point where these mid-range cigar people in the industry,
Mm-hmm.
I'll say even to the top, are starting to look at us. They're starting to like us. They're starting to see what it is or whatever. So that social media, Facebook, definitely Instagram, has made a major impact in the black cigar community. They want to see us now. They want to see what we're doing. They want to see how we're doing it. They want to see how we're moving and grooving. That's what I said. Like they're starting to really look at what we can bring to the table because this is a $1 billion industry
Mm-hmm.
every year, billions and billions of dollars. Tobacco, legislators, all of that stuff. See, we didn't know anything about that, but we're starting to take notice and starting to go to these legislation and starting to understand, like, okay, because tobacco has always been big business since George Washington,
Yeah.
and they
Oh,
put that tobacco on that cotton.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Saying what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, I would say, yeah, social media definitely plays a big part in it. And I think that's mainly because, like you said, like the lower to mid level people, especially in our community,
Hmm.
before social media really got big and people used it as a platform, we didn't have access to a lot of the information that we do now. Because, I mean, like, let's just be honest, that information wasn't coming to black communities. You weren't able to talk to these people. And, then you had to have money to advertise and promote yourself, to get out there to those things. Well, social media is free. So now
All
you
day.
have the ability to get out there and talk to, you know, thousands of people without ever leaving your home. You
Mm-hmm.
ain't got to travel all over the country just to go see somebody. You can pick up your phone and talk to them now. You can
Yeah,
have meetings. And that made a huge impact on it
and
because now you have that access.
this is not like. Let's see. Oh damn! I thought these my cigars, man. Fuck that person. All right, so I thought he brought my cigars, man. He gonna brought something for
Uh,
these. Fuck that. No, so let me. And this is not like blowing the horns or tooting anything, but I remember we on live and Carlito just jumped in the live. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm like, oh shit, Carlito, what up? Now I've talked to Carlito on the phone a little bit. Oh, this yours? This right here? This thing yours? There you go. All right. Sorry about that. So I've talked to Carlito on the phone, but not like, little in pass and everything.
Right.
And he jumped on the live. He was like, hey, how you guys doing? I appreciate you guys. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So you can you can reach the top. Like you can definitely get some ears on you, definitely get some eyes on you, man. And I think, like I said, that is level the playing field because right now it's level. Like that's how, and to keep it honest, and I'm gonna ask you guys this question. But to me, that's how I found out about a lot of the black cigar makers. I found about a lot of them through social media, and networking with people like you introduced me, of course, to Black Stogie who got their cigars out. Cool motherfuckers for real.
yeah,
Some of the coolest motherfuckers I met.
no
But
doubt.
yeah, and we still talk all the time.
Yep.
But yeah, we just through that connection. Then from that connection, Cigar Coach, I was talking to them. I already talked to Sticks and Stones. Like we just go through
Yep.
that connection and build connections. And I'm hearing like about these. I've been smoking cigars for had to be about 14 years.
Hmm.
And when you walk into a lounge, unless you did like fucking extensive research, you didn't know who's a black cigar maker. You just assumed everybody was either Latino or white. But
Yeah.
going through here, I'm hearing people like, oh yeah, this Sassy Soul makes cigar, RTB, Black Star Line, Black Stogie got a cigar, and I'm hearing this, and that's how I got my information as to who's the black cigar makers. So you two gentlemen, y'all can take it from there. Where do you get your basic information of who is a black cigar maker? Because you know that I don't see any advertisements at the lounges. We being honest.
No.
No, I don't. For me, it's just like you. It's social media. So talking to you, talking to people on IG. You
Mhm.
know, maybe if I happen to come across like an article or something on Google, but that's very rare. You know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, mine is pretty much just social media. Just from the people that we talk to, and it's like, oh, you got a cigar line? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll try that. I'll check that out because you don't see them in lounges. Like you're not gonna find them in lounges. Like hell, the one lounge I went to here, they didn't have nothing.
Mhm.
Like absolutely nothing. Like nothing that you would consider a major cigar brand or even a small cigar brand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think that's something else that's kind of growing because of social media because you can get out there more. You get your name out there in different states, and now people you don't even know are now lobbying for you to get into lounges that you didn't even know existed.
Mhm.
But that's because they can see you on social media now. I mean, I consider it like football, for instance. When you're in high school, obviously you want colleges looking at you. When you're in college, you want the pros looking at you. Now, if you live in a small town, you got a team that's really not doing that great, that doesn't get a lot of TV time. Most scouts won't even know that you exist. Like they might hear whispers, but they like, yeah, it's whatever. I don't know if I really want to take my time to go look at this person. Well, now with everybody posting clips of your gameplay on social media and everything, these same scouts can now maybe not get a full look, but they can get a glimpse at you
Mhm.
without, taking that time to come see you. But now they get to see what they need to make that visit. So it gives you more exposure that you would get that you normally wouldn't get if you didn't have social media. Because getting a big college to come check out a team in bumfuck Arkansas. I mean, that's not really likely. You could be one of the best players in the country, but if you're not in like a really well known place, nobody's coming to look at you.
Okay,
They're not thinking about you.
hold that thought. I'm gonna remember that what you just said. I'm gonna turn it back around. But how's that? What about you?
I think the same thing. So if you like you, what was the original question?
Original question was, um, how did you find out about black
Yeah,
cigar makers? Where did you
yes,
get?
basically the same way. But what I did 2 years ago when they started talking about the cigar weeks, like I love cigar weeks because you get to meet so many different people and so many different people doing things. What's the brother out of Texas I met? That's where I met drunk. Just where I met drunk chicken at. I met her in Texas. So going to the
You my
to the
definition
to,
now?
huh?
You my definition cigars out of Texas?
Yes, yes, yep, yep. And they're displaying their cigars and smoking their cigars and not only that, these are not the funny part about it is these are good cigars.
Yeah.
They're good. They're damn good cigars. Um, so that's basically social media, going out there. If somebody's doing this light and cut somewhere
Yeah.
locally, I'll go. If it's 2 states up, I'll go. 2 states down, I'll go. I'm willing to travel for one for support
Hmm.
because we all in this thing together, and two, see what they're doing. Maybe it's
Hmm.
something that I could do to better my business. Sit down, break bread with these people, talk to them, let them know what you're doing, let them know what you're trying to do. You know, it's enough money in this game for all of us. Because, like I said, this is $1 billion, billions and billions of dollars. This is tobacco, So, we're in the bot. We are. We're from the tobacco state. So I promise you, North Carolina. That's all. That's all you see here in these fields of Eastern North Carolina, out here in the sand hills. Nothing but tobacco, priming that thing. You know what I'm saying? The country boys priming that tobacco, getting it ready. So trust me, I know.
Now,
Nice.
going back to what you said, B1, with the exposure, that is the key word right there. Exposure. That is the key word. You can't blackball this no more.
No, not at all.
No,
You don't have to.
no.
It's like music now. Well,
Yeah.
Hope say y'all still signing deals for real. You don't have to be. The advantage is, I mean, you want to, but you don't necessarily have to be in the lounge anymore. People can order it direct from you. You can. The game has changed. I can talk directly to the owner now. I can order directly from the owner, and they can send it, and they gonna have thank you notes, and you gonna appreciate the support. And so that brings me to my next question. Speaking of support, do you guys feel as though in our community, in the hip hop black cigar community, do you feel as though we give enough support to our people in the our brothers and sisters of the Leaf, or do you think we got a lot more to go?
We're doing good. We're doing good, but it could be better. Utilizing the social media platform or whatever. These Facebook groups. A lot of these Facebook groups has thousands of people in there.
Yeah.
So I always take time to look at the brothers and sisters of the Leaf. I get it. People that are making some power moves. I don't know if y'all know. Listen, you say you've been smoking cigars. Shout out to the big homie, Mike down in Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
he is. He is the silliest dude in the world, but this guy is so prevalent in the black cigar world. If you know Mike, if you pick his ear and pick his brain, I'm telling you, it ain't too much that brother don't know about this cigar world, because he's been in it for the last 20 some years.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, our support is good. It is good. Could it be better? Yeah, of course. It's room for improvement for anything.
Yeah.
But, like I said, picking his brain, picking his ear, and like, damn, he know a whole lot about this cigar shit.
Yeah.
Like,
he put the city on his back, to be real. But
he put the whole city of the A on his back.
Atlanta might have some spots, but until he popped up and started showing motherfuckers around,
Yeah.
he put that shit on, like TK in Miami. TK put the black cigar spots in Miami on his back. He threw that shit on his back, like, we gonna go do this.
Look at Hollywood and Charleston, in the Charleston area. Hollywood is doing his thing. He got his own cigar lounge. He started with a mobile vending or whatever, and now he's huge. He's huge. I don't know if y'all know Hollywood, little short dude. Cool.
Nah, I know. I never met him.
Cool as hell. But yeah, Mike, Destination Herf is going to the next level. It's from, I'll say, even from 2 years ago, it has grown so much. It has really grown. This level of the cigar community and our community has really grown. It has really grown. It's really grown.
Nah, I mean that support is. I think it's okay. Like you said, it could be better. And I mean, it can even get better. Something as simple as there's multiple podcasts out there right now. Get people on your show. Help them reach a different audience. Just like we share silly TikTok videos. If you get a cigar from them and you like the cigar, now I'm not saying, promote the cigar if you don't like it, or you think there's something wrong with it. Hey, if you really truly like the cigar, promote that cigar. Take a picture of it and share that cigar, or share a post from that particular, maker, from that cigar maker or accessory maker.
Mm-hmm.
Just help them get out there, help them grow their brand. I mean, it's enough, like you said, like House Nine said, it's enough out there for everybody. We just got to help each other get to it.
Mhm.
We got to get out of this selfish mind state where, like, oh well, if they do this, well then I can't do this. No, you can. It's enough.
You sure?
I mean, it's enough out there.
Now,
It's
what I
enough.
will say, I have saw this. I've saw the just the unity. I've saw Sassy. I saw Sassy. I saw Kim from Sassy Soul. She's smoking a Cloud Nine cigar. I see
Mm-hmm.
my man from Cloud Nine cigars. He's smoking a Big Country cigar. I see Big Country. He's smoking a Carolina Blue cigar.
Yep.
So we do that, and I think it's not necessarily the competition. I just think it's the fact that we don't really organize like
Mm-hmm.
other people in the industry. Like we can get together and bullshit and smoke, but we don't really organize like they do.
Right.
Like you the PR, the Puerto Rican Cigar Fest go crazy. The DR Puerto Rican DR Cigar Fest go crazy.
Trying to
They
get
go
down.
crazy with their shit. If we can get together and start putting up numbers like that, like I said, shout out to TK with the Black Smoke in Miami. Shout out to Mike down there. You know what I'm saying? Destination Hurtful, them down there. We're getting there. I just think
Yeah.
we need to stay the course. We need to stay the course and make sure we keep supporting each other in this game.
Yeah.
Just like prime example, like we had a Stars and Cigars event about 2 weeks ago. It was myself, Cigar Culture, Black Stogies. We sit up there, even though we all in the same lodge, same shrine or whatever. You know, even aside that, Black Stogies came to me, E from Black Stogies. He was like, you know
Yeah.
something, bro? He said, if we ever start competing on this shit, I'll quit. I said,
Yeah.
that's real shit. I said, that's real shit to say that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's enough money. We have to support each other.
Yeah.
Support each other, man. That's the most important thing is to support each other. And we can do what they can do all day with this thing. We can do what they can do.
And I think also in business, like just from the business side of it, I think people also have to realize that there's a difference between competing and pushing one another.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference. Like if you're competing against somebody, to me, then you're trying to one up them. You're trying to take what they have and make it part of what you have.
Exactly.
I'm trying
When you
to push
when
up.
you pushing each other, I think it's like, all right, well, if you did something, yeah, I'm gonna try to do that a little bit better.
Right.
But it's not because I'm trying to take what you got. I'm trying to inspire you to keep thinking, to keep moving forward.
Yep.
So I don't want you to get to one place and be like, oh, well, you know what? I'm in a good place. I'm cool right here. I don't want you to get complacent. I want you to keep being like, hey, it's always going to be somebody behind me. Let me keep moving.
Yep.
I mean, it's two
Try
words,
to-
and it means two totally different things. This
Yeah.
motherfucker. Is either man, this motherfucker or this motherfucker.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
This motherfucker mean, oh, I gotta go out here with this motherfucker. I'm finna shut him down. This
Yeah.
motherfucker mean, hey, I see you, my boy. I see
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm finna go
Yeah.
ahead and get like you.
Yes, sir.
That's what it is. This
you
motherfucker. That's how you break it down, man. And you can tell, like I said, the people we met, like I said, Black Stogie. Oh man, when I told him, I said, yeah, we had house now. Oh yeah, that's my man. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
then cigar coach, they was like, oh man, y'all have Black Stogie house. Oh shit, we gotta get on. Like yeah. So yeah, it's a community. I think that we have a good community. I think what's happening is, and we gotta as elder statesmen, because we are elder statesmen. When the newer people start getting into the community, we have to show them how it's supposed to go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because the
Definitely.
people who in here, we support each other all the time.
Yep.
We just gotta teach the new people, like, yo, this is how we're supposed to do this, man.
Exactly. Facts.
I think we have to become, as the generation gets older and the younger generation starts coming in, not political. I'd have to say we have to get like other groups. You got to get more professional. You got to start doing things the right way. In order, you can't just half do something.
No.
Like you need to be fully committed to it, or just leave it alone.
Yep.
Otherwise, nothing will go the way you want it to go, and I mean, you'll never get what you're trying to get out of it because you're not fully committed to it. And I think with a lot of the newer people who try to get into it, sometimes they're looking for that quick money. Oh, well, I think if I get into this, it's going to hit right away. Well, sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. But if you're committed to it, then you in it for the long haul. The ups and the downs, the good and the bad. And you just got to stick to that.
Your passion controls what you do.
Yep.
If you're passionate about it, it doesn't matter if you make money. Shit, we ain't making money. We still doing this shit. We're doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter if you're making money. You go to that shit gonna come later down the line. If you're passionate and real about what you're doing, you're gonna be okay. Once you get in that sucker shit, then you're just trying to get in, like you said, for the money or for the views, or you're trying to become a quick influencer and all that shit. That's when shit go downhill. If you in it, people could tell if you're in it to be in it, or if you're in it because you love it.
That's right.
And it's easy to spot the motherfuckers who's in it to be in it.
Oh, no doubt.
Real easy.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys this. As y'all look around right now in the landscape, are y'all starting to notice that is younger and younger smokers out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot younger.
Definitely.
That's something that's becoming a little more part. Like, I mean, I got some younger friends at work. These are kids that are like, and I say kids because I'm older, but these are kids that are like 20. They just turning 21. 22, and now they smoking. At 21, 22, I wasn't thinking about smoking cigars. Like, I thought, hey, that's what you do when you're a real. That's what you do when you're a real old man.
Yeah.
That's what old men do. They smoke cigars. That ain't what we do.
Yeah.
But that's not the case nowadays. You do get them younger.
Well, that's because,
and
that's because
they're starting to calm down.
That's because, and you can attest to this because we're from the same hood. But that's because when we were smoking, we didn't see each other smoking. I knew down the street it was a cigar lounge, but I knew down the street at that cigar lounge it was mostly cops and like white professionals, so I didn't really go in there. But then once I got into cigars and I started like popping around, it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was cool. Let me say that. It was cool. I'm not saying it ain't cool, but it wasn't a lot of us.
Right.
Like, even I was smoking like on the block and they was like, damn, what the fuck, you an old white Republican or something? And now I look, and all the dudes that were talking that shit, the little homies, they smoked cigars. So I just think that we just didn't see us smoking cigars like that. When you saw us in the movies or something, you saw people out down the street, we smoking squares.
Right.
We wasn't smoking cigars, we smoking squares. So I think that plays a big part into it too now, because now the kids can look up, oh shit, Jay-Z, Nas, LeBron, Kobe when he was living, rest in peace, Michael Jordan, like all these people we're seeing are out here smoking cigars. They see it now. We didn't see that. I didn't know who smoked cigars, so I was already smoking cigars.
Exactly.
I didn't know these dudes were smoking until I was already smoking deep in the game. I'm like, oh damn, they smoke too.
Yeah.
The only person I know that was smoking cigars like that was Suge Knight. That was the only dude I saw that was out there with a cigar. Every time I saw him, he had a cigar.
And
that was the only dude.
He smoked them cigars, boy.
He smoked them good motherfuckers too.
Damn sure
He
did.
smoking the real. He get them shit straight with you. But no, that was the only dude I saw out there that was smoking cigars like that. I didn't see anybody else that looked like us. I mean, yeah, they won a championship. They're smoking cigars, but they wouldn't, like, you wouldn't see them outside smoking cigars like how we see them now.
Right. Like back then, it was like you see an athlete in the locker room after a big game with a cigar in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. I thought back then cigars were pretty much just for when you had a baby that was born.
Right.
Because everybody give you cigars for your baby being born, and it was like that was it. That was the only time you smoked a cigar.
celebratory. Exactly.
Yep.
So let me ask you that question. When you was growing up, was it like that? Did you see like because you in a tobacco state?
Yeah.
Was you seeing like a lot of the black gentlemen, the older black gentlemen smoking cigars, or
I
was it
did.
something that
I
you saw
did.
later?
Well, my grandfather, he smoked cigars for years, man. He smoked cigars for years. He would be down. I'll never forget Mr. Winfield's, gas station. That was one of the only black gas stations in the area.
Mhm.
And on that Friday, boy, the boys, old heads be sitting around smoking them cigars. They wouldn't even, they ain't had no, they didn't even know what a cutter was. They bite that shit with at the bottom of that motherfucker and get to smoking. And I would see that, you know what I'm saying? But these, even though those were the well defined black men that I looked up to. You know what I'm saying? Hell, they worked jobs or whatever. Some of them didn't even have. My grandfather only had an eighth grade education. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the smartest motherfuckers in the world, man.
Mhm.
And I looked up to that. Saw those, and they would smoke those cigars, man. They would smoke those cigars, and I saw it. I was like, damn, this is something that, you know. I thought it was just the most amazing shit in the world, man. For real.
That was growing up. Uh, and that was the thing. I just figured I liked being around the old heads growing up because, like you said, some of them, they might have only had an eighth grade education. Never went to high school, never went to college, nothing like that. But back then, they would actually teach you something.
Exactly.
Like I felt like they taught you how to survive on the street.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But even though they didn't go to school as long as people would think. They were smart, and they could teach you things.
And they were respected.
Yeah. And, cigars was a bonding thing.
Yep. There you go.
That's when you sit down, you relax and everything slows down. You get time to just talk,
Yep.
you know, and I think that's become bigger in the cigar world now as well. People are realizing, no, not everybody who smokes cigars, likes to relax when they smoking cigars. I don't know why not, but that's my thing. When I'm smoking to relax,
Exactly.
and I've had actually great conversations smoking cigars.
I as
You
well.
know, it's just one of those things. I mean, I don't know how it happens. It just happens. Can you be,
And the myth of it, because a lot of cigar lounges say, "Well, don't talk politics." And I'm like, I ain't gonna talk politics. I'm not smoking a cigar. Understanding how people smoke cigars. I think you can have those type. I think you have a lot of uncomfortable conversations while smoking a cigar. I think
Yep.
a cigar eases a lot of uncomfortable conversations that you
It does.
yeah,
rather not had or you wouldn't have had.
Yep. I agree.
no, yeah, definitely.
I agree.
So let me wrap this up with you guys. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick, but let me ask you guys: if we could do, as a community, do one thing that would, what I'm trying to say, that would uh pull us together and make us bigger in this industry, what do you guys say it could be?
I'll say this: if there's some way, shape, form, or fashion that we can come together, type of Black Cigar Alliance, some type of Black Cigar Alliance that brings us together to discuss not just the industry itself, but the legislation part of it. You understand what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
legislation part of it, a prompt to somebody that wants to get into the industry, show them how, step by step, what to do, how to do it, what's the cost of how it's going to do it, everything. Have different types of panels. Just not even just start out with a summit. If we all come together and do that, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be so beneficial to the cigar world and our community because something that I don't know, somebody else might know. Something that they don't know, I might know, and I can give them that information and decipher that information to them. I'm in North Carolina. The laws might be different of how to get a wholesale license. It might be different in another state, which it is, which it is. I'll even go so far as to say how to even start, how to get an EIN number, business credit, uh, just stuff like that'll help somebody, because the shit is not is not cheap. So, bring somebody in that can teach you business credit, somebody that can teach you the ins and outs, somebody that can teach you the difference between a Connecticut and Maduro, just different stuff. We might know this stuff, but just have something in place. And it might happen within the next, I'm saying within the next 10 years, there will be some type of Black Cigar Alliance or something, I'm talking about paying dues, all that good stuff. That's what I think what will really bring us together and as a conglomerate and really take this thing over by storm.
Yeah. That's the same thing I was thinking. I was gonna say like we could create one big organization.
Yep.
Because I mean, for lack of a better way of saying it, that's how these white people get ahead.
Yes.
They get together. They put these media groups, and these different organizations that they form. You know, it's not one person, or this isn't like just one group of friends. And a lot of people might think, oh, well, a lot of these corporations are owned by one or two people. No, they're not. They're owned by 100 or 200 people.
Exactly.
You may not know who the majority of the other owners are because they're just silent. They helping out though, but they collectively pool money together
Mhm.
to get what they need. They come up with their business plans and their terms, and they split this money. But they put these groups together and they keep them together. And what they do is once one part of this business is successful, they create a brand new division, which is
Yep.
still part of the original company.
Yep.
And then they just keep growing from that point.
To simplify it, it's like sports. It's like a
Yeah,
sports team. Magic
yeah,
Johnson owns a piece of the Dodgers, a piece of the Lakers, and now he owns a piece of the Commodores.
Commander.
Sorry, team is Washington. Uh, but
Those guys.
but that's
Yeah,
what they do. He gets together with a group of people, and they form this conglomerate, and they'll put Magic because Magic is the most famous. Magic makes to be on it, but
yeah,
Magic doesn't own the whole thing. He might own 1, 2, 3, maybe 10%,
Right.
but
yeah,
he has the face behind it. You know what
right.
I'm saying? And I think again, you're right. That's what we have to do. We have to do it like that. Just like, okay, we all gonna come together, gonna pull our resources together, and we're gonna not only are we're gonna teach each other, but we're also gonna take this money and we're gonna start advertising in print.
Yeah,
Because I remember the weirdest thing I heard, and I shit you not, I was looking at this documentary, and they was like, well, Cigar Aficionado brought cigar smoking to the pop culture, and I was like, I
Ah,
have never. I've
ah,
saw none of me wrong. I know Cigar Aficionado. I've looked at the magazine. I have never read Cigar Aficionado because I know the writers in the Cigar Aficionado will not relate to me on
at all,
any level.
at all.
no, no. I mean, like I said, we just got to get together. We got to create these groups, and we have to use our knowledge to help each other
Yeah,
because that's the other thing that they do when they get there. So, like when they start media groups, right? You might have one guy who's really great at editing. You might have another guy who's really great at marketing.
Mhm.
hmm,
Well, when they come together, that marketing guy is going to teach that editing guy how to at least the basics of marketing
exactly.
so that he can help out. That engineer, he's going to teach that marketing guy the basics of engineering and editing so that he can also help out. So they're helping each other grow personally.
Hmm.
And in doing so, it helps that business grow.
Facts.
So, now you're not counting on one person to do everything, because you can't say, oh, well, why didn't this get done? Oh, well, so and so didn't do it. Well, why didn't you do it? Well, I don't know how to do it. Well, that's not true because they're teaching you how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
and at the same time, I think another thing we need to start doing is, it's not always a good thing, but sometimes, a lot of times it could be, we need to reach back for each other. If I get big enough to where, I got influence and I know somebody else is trying to come up and do something, it may not even be the same thing that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to go back and be like, all right, well, I've gotten I've gotten enough popularity that I can at least introduce you to a few people.
Mm-hmm.
And then, where you take it from there, that's completely up to you. But I
Exactly.
can I can get your foot in the door. Now that's up to you to kick that motherfucker open.
Gotta
mm.
kick that bitch wide open.
Like, I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah,
But I
I
can
mean
get you started.
that's true. All right, so gentlemen, in closing, this has been a great conversation.
Definitely.
I appreciate you. See, you was one of the first on Cigar Lounge podcast. You one of the first on this particular platform that we're doing, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna make sure we talk to African Americans in the industry, and see about representation. But you know what? I forgot to ask you. Hold on, before we do all that, before we cut out, let's get into just the smoke scene because I want to ask because we're doing. We're gonna talk to everybody about their smoke scene. Let's get into the smoke scene where you at before we get off. Before we get off this.
Okay.
So let the people know where you at, where you from.
My name is Kari Wright, owner, operator, the boss. House 9 Cigar, mobile vending, and wholesale. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. You can reach me at area code 919-626-1114. Within the next, by November, I will have my own cigar line. Be looking
Okay,
out for it. It's called Black Oak.
okay. So so let's talk about the scene where you at. Like, so what is the scene where you at? The cigar scene. Like, how is it? Is it? I've been down there, but
Yeah,
let the people know. Is it big? Is it growing? Is it stagnant? Like, what do you think about it?
it's grown within the last
Hold on, real
2
quick.
years.
Mute
Yep.
your mic real quick, B1. Okay, go ahead.
The cigar scene in the Triangle area, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, has grown by leaps and bounds.
Mm,
We currently, right now, there were 3 cigar lounges, owned and operated by uh, our counterparts. Now there are 2 cigar lounges that just opened up: Abby's in Nightdale, which is in Wake County, and Oasis, which is in Chapel Hill. So
okay.
it's growing by leaps and bounds. There's always a cigar event at least once a week. Um, on the weekends, I do at least 2 cigar events. Put it like this: on the weekend, it's at least 2 cigar events going on. So it's grown by leaps and bounds. It's grown by leaps and bounds within the last 2 years, and I think it's going to do nothing but get bigger. Uh, Hopefully, within the next year or so, there will be a RDU cigar week coming up, and uh, I want you guys to be the official podcast for that once we get it established.
That's just a car ride. I'm there.
I know, I
I'm
know.
there. I don't mind popping up. You know that.
Yeah, yeah, but it's growing by leaps and bounds, and you know, keep doing what y'all doing, man, because like I said, I was one of the first on there, and you guys have grown by leaps and bounds, bro. And just keep doing what y'all doing. Keep pushing this cigar culture, man. Keep pushing our community. Keep pushing this, this flavor that we got, man. Just like I said, anything we do, we add to it. It's just that great. So
Thank you, brother. We appreciate that. And as for you, same thing, brother. Same thing, brother. I'll be seeing you at them events, man. I see you getting it in. You said you got the line coming out. When you got the line coming out, let us know. We definitely want to be some of the first to get them. We
no
definitely
doubt,
want that. because we got our top 25 that come up at the end of the year. We definitely want to see you on that list, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For
But
sure.
it's been fun, man. B1,
Been
you
real.
can unmute your mic now. You punk motherfucker. Anyway, everybody, this is the first of this series, man. We're proud to have my brother on, man, and we're gonna get really deep into this. This is gonna be, you're gonna find us on Rumble. We're gonna put it's still under our shit, but we're gonna put it on Rumble, of course, YouTube, of course, it's gonna be on Spotify, of course, we're gonna put the clips, you're gonna find the clips on Facebook, you're gonna find the clips on IG, you're gonna find the clips on TikTok. We everywhere you get your shit from. How about that?
We everywhere you want to be.
No doubt.
That's because, hey, what do we always say? You can't cancel the streets.
Never.
Yeah. You can get your merch. Get your merch. Get your Cigar Lounge and Podcast Cancel t-shirts, man. Make sure y'all DM us about them t-shirts. Get at us. But yeah, it has been fun, gentlemen, and I always love having these conversations, man. And I think these are conversations that need to be had, and we're gonna keep having these conversations until I see one of us being mentioned in the same breath as a Fuente or a Davidoff or Padron or Plasencia. I want to see us mentioned in that same breath. Not to say those are great cigars, but I want us on that level. I want to see us owning a factory. I want to see us owning a farm. I want to see us doing it ourselves, where we can go back and say, "Oh, you want a cigar? All right, brother, we're gonna make it for you." That's what I want to see us do. That's my ultimate goal of this whole series of the podcast. That's my ultimate goal, where I could see somebody go to a brother and be like, "Hey, I heard you own I heard you own a factory, brother. I need this produced. I want to see that."
Right.
Hey, let's get it done.
Get it done.
Yep.
All right, let me get out of here before these cicadas really get annoying.
I know. But yeah, everybody, it's been a pleasure talking to you, brother. We appreciate you.
Salute.
Y'all have a good one.
Peace.
Everybody, we out, y'all. Peace.
Peace.